that our country is currently in a state of crisis. In all the years that I've been in public life, I have never seen the level of desperation and depth of despair that today have become the daily reality. When the President of the Republic rose before Parliament to deliver his message on the state of the nation in the hope that he would capture the mood and the difficulties that face our people, I waited to hear him admit that we are in a crisis, and I willed him on to offer a glimmer of hope and ask all of us Ghanaians to help resolve the crisis in which we find ourselves. I wanted him to admit that ours was indeed a nation in crisis. Unfortunately, millions of Ghanaians, including my humble self, waited in vain. President Mahama painted a picture that bore very little resemblance to the reality that is today's Ghana. We have made cocoa farming attractive. The NHIS is flourishing. He has overcome the energy crisis. Really? Mr. President, Mr. President, are you living in the same Ghana as the rest of us? Does the President have no evidence of the scale of graduate unemployment in this country? Has the President no evidence of the large number of teacher and nursing trainees who 3 years and more after completion of their training are virtually all sitting at home without being afforded the opportunity to offer the critical services for which they have been trained? The President came to Parliament and gave no indication whatsoever he was aware of the enormity of the unemployment problem that faces our country, especially its youth. Why ignore the clear evidence of this canker that characterizes the true state of the economy? We heard nothing of the bold and radical measures that would encourage enterprises to expand or that would help build new businesses in agriculture or industry to generate the hundreds of thousands of jobs our youth need. Instead, the President mentioned the prospects of a few jobs here and there and went on to make an embarrassing display of a few vulnerable Ghanaians. It was a sad spectacle in propaganda, one that did a disservice to the image of our Parliament. Is one of a nation in crisis, a reality the President chose to ignore. He sought to explain the theatrical show he staged in Parliament with a claim he was providing us with evidence for the claims he was making about the state of the nation. I'm afraid it did not work, and it turned out to be an embarrassing exercise in mediocrity.